Hello, 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 everyone. It's Dr. Tamara Beckford. Yes, and I'm the host of the EBS show. That's right. What is EBS? You're thinking it's the EntreMD Business School, which is the premier business school for physician entrepreneurs, right? So I have here one of my classmates, and we're going to tell you all about being a part of EntreMD and some of the changes that have occurred. So let me introduce my sister doc here. So this is Dr. Tolulope Olabintan. She is the CEO and founder of Living Spring Family Medical Center in Mansfield, Texas. So welcome, Dr. Tolu.
Thank you, Tamara. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
I love it. I love it. All right. So I've known this sister doc for a long time. And there are many, many changes that have occurred since she even thought about going out on her own, right? So, Dr. Tolu, you are the CEO founder, Living Spring Family Medical Center. You have your own business. Have you always been this sure that you can do it?
To be honest, not exactly. And it's so interesting how sometimes people can perceive, and I've gotten the feedback that you seem very confident, and I'm like, I got my tribe. I have my tribe. No, initially, I'll be honest with you, the whole idea of it was daunting, and I'll be honest with you, it's something I've known I should have done for a while, but I always thought that, I had to have certain things in order. It had to be perfect, or there was certain mindset that I had that kept me from starting. And so when I joined the EntreMD Business School, one of the biggest things I would say that was a big push was a mindset shift that I could do it even when I'm afraid. And there are people just like me who have their doubts and insecurities, and they're doing it. And they're doing it and getting better and better and better.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you decide to join the EntreMD Business School. Did Living Spring Family Medical Center exist at that time? Was the building there? Was the shingles up?
So at the time of the EntreMD Business School, we had the LLC, we had the name, but the how, getting yourself out there, we just moved from Pennsylvania 2019, and then COVID hit. So I wasn't really well known in the Mansfield area. And so there was the nervousness of how would I get myself out there? And so we had the name, we had the LLC, but the how to market and put yourself out there as a physician entrepreneur wasn't quite figured out yet. No.
Okay. So you're there and you're trying to determine this, and then you joined the business school, and what changed?
So I'm going to answer that question. I have to say this though. I watched a friend who's also an entrepreneur. I saw her transition. I saw what she was doing. I saw how she was putting herself, on social media. And I know it was not something that she was used to. And so I got curious, and I could see her transition and get better and better. And I said, wow, I'm impressed. So whatever this person is doing, and we talked, and she told me about EntreMD. And initially I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. But when I saw her transition and she got better and better, and she would have these videos on Facebook, I said, you know what? Let me see what this is about. And so I was able to join the expo. I got to hear you speak, and other doctors who are entrepreneurs in the business school talk about how they transition. And I was blown. I've heard of Dr. Una, and I've seen some of her posts. And so when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I would like to see who she's getting advice from, this friend of mine. And I would like to join the school that I see other doctors talk about, because I like what they're doing. And so that's when the transition happened, and I joined. There was also a mindset shift, investing in myself. It's something that I didn't take. I just thought, you're a doctor, what else you need to do?
You've already made it.
Exactly. I thought that was it, but I realized that investing in myself, becoming a better version of myself, is something I should take as a priority. And so that's what led to joining the school.
Wow. So you're there, you have your LLC, so you have all the paper.
Paper, yes.
That's it, right? You have the paper, and you have within your heart that this is something you want to do. So you're going out there, but the how was really nebulous. So you're watching and you see your friend, and your friend went from the thought execution, putting herself out there. And you're like, this is not someone who I know naturally puts themselves out there. What is going on? Like, where is your secret sauce?
That's correct.
So after asking them, and then they let you know. So then, you were also like, you're curious, and you did that. And then you said you had another huge mindset shift, investing in yourself, and knowing that I needed help and I'm willing to invest in myself to get help. So now you stepped into the business school and you have this exponential growth. Like, what are some of the things that you started seeing happening in your life once you stepped into the school?
So community. I call it the surround sound. Who are your surround sound?
I love it.
I had people, I was so thankful for my husband, family who were supportive. But I also needed people who are in the medical field who would kind of get what I was going through and support. And I wasn't getting much of that. I got, wait, isn't your job good? You got bonuses during the COVID time, right? So what exactly do you forget? You have student loans and things like that. So yeah, exactly. And I was like, it's not that. It's they didn't understand like that this is a calling, this is something I've known I should do. And it's so interesting, as challenging as it was, the peace I felt when I started, I was like, oh, so that's what it's been all along. That was that nudge in the inside saying there's something more, there's something more. So EBS provided that for me. It was my surround sound. Who's your surround sound? People who are starting out, who are also nervous, who have their own insecurities too, and then sharing that. And we're in this journey together. Of course, each one is in his or own lane, but we're encouraging each other, like, you can do it. Oh, I thought that too. Oh, I was discouraged too. Oh, don't worry, you got this. Oh, remember, you're able, you're capable. You went through medical school. That was tough. Remember, you did it. You could do hard things. And you're like, yeah, that's right. Med school was hard and we did it. So yeah, this too shouldn't be any different. So the surround sound effect, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And so I was able to sift out, especially through COVID, people were isolated. And so I was getting less and less of that positive feedback, but I was able to sift out those and immerse myself in the EBS community. Even when I wasn't too active, I would dive in, look and see, get encouragements and say, okay, I can do this, and high five everyone through likes and loves, and then go back out and do what I got to do, come back in, So that was the community was big with EBS. I gotta say, the support, the encouragement, you ask questions, no judgment zone, there's no stupid question. Like, literally, there's no stupid question. Even if someone has asked it before, you can ask it again. Absolutely. Because someone's always willing to support. So that's big.
So great support right there. All right. So now you're working and you've decided, you're still at your employed job, and you've decided that it's time for me to work on Living Spring Family Medical Center for real. It's time to move from the paper to the brick and mortar. So this wasn't an easy task. You, like you said, you're getting the surround support, and now you're starting to put yourself out there, right? So you're working, and what did you start to see shifting? Like the additional, like the burden, like, I don't have a brick and mortar, but I'm starting to get patients. Tell us that transformation.
So that transition was pretty, it didn't play out exactly how I wanted it to. I thought it would. I thought I would hold on to my previous job just as a support, because I'll be honest with you, there was a limiting belief that maybe if it didn't work, I could always fall back and go back to full time. It was there. It was like a little crutch, to hold on to. And as I started doing the things that we were asked to do, did a Facebook Live, introduced myself as the founder of Living Spring Family Medical Center. I started doing lives with other people and putting posts on Facebook and reaching out to the community. I realized that, oh my goodness, my after hours, so the evening hours, I would do the telemedicine with Living Spring Family Medical Center and then work full time. I saw that we were busier and busier and busier. And it got to the point where I realized that, wow, this is good. But this is a good problem. I can't keep the two. And so it grew faster than I anticipated, of course, echoing, the truth in a lot of Dr. Una's teaching methods. Putting yourself out there, being okay with putting yourself out there. Of course, not in a sleazy way, but saying, I'm a good doctor. This is what I offer. And I'm letting you know I am available to meet those needs,
Absolutely.
And so it was, I had to go back to my job and say, hey, I can't honestly serve both platforms at the rate I am. So I need to cut back on the one and focus on the business. And they were initially okay with it. They said they didn't want me to go, and we worked out a plan. But come to find out, over time they would look me up and see my activities on social media and everything, and they were like, "Yeah, baby, you think you want to resign?" I said, "I think so. I think so. I think it's time. I think it's time." And wow, yes, it was a good move. It was a good
Wow.
move. Yes.
So
Dr. Mel knows what she's talking about.
yeah, you're resigning now. And this is after paper. I moved to an area. I don't really know too many people because I've moved from out of state. I'm a
That's
great
correct.
doctor, but then I know I'm a great doctor, but then I also have to let others know that I'm a great doctor. I begin working and I have this inside me to build my own medical center, family medical center, the Living Spring Family Medical Center. And as you're starting to tell people you can't physically open, so you start your telemedicine portion, right? Because as with life, everything does not happen exactly the way you plan it.
That is true.
It's but at the same time, you didn't sit back, you kept putting yourself out there. And now you're starting to become busy before you've even physically opened. You're having to tell your employer, I'm too busy. I love you, but I'm too busy. And they said, okay, well, resign. And you said, thank you. And now you're getting ready to open the physical space. Once you opened up, how many patients did you have on your roster prior to opening up?
So prior to opening up, I would say I had maybe roughly between 150 to 200, which may not sound like a lot.
But the doors have not been opened.
The doors have not opened, and this is and this is telehealth. I've had patients who would beg and say, "I've seen the building. There are chairs there. I could just meet you in the front. You can listen to my heart, doc." And I'm like, "Come on, let's wait." So so the telemedicine platform and the instructions that the woman had given us to do Facebook Live, do an introduction. I'm like, but we're not open yet. What if it doesn't happen? Interestingly, we're supposed to open spring. Spring came, and the permits and the time and COVID, but all that time I kept the telemedicine up and kept doing the lives, doing the different assignments we're asked to do to put ourselves out there. So by the time we were to open, people had kind of known about us. And yeah.
Wow. So now this Tolu, from before entering into EntreMD to the Tolu that you are now, what would you say are some of the changes you've noticed within yourself?
Wow. Even sometimes when I look back, I smile. I'm like, wow, I'm growing up. One, mindset. I believe, and I've said this before, that I believe that everyone is just a couple of mindsets away from their breakthrough or away from their next leap up in life. The way I think about things. Now, there's still mindsets to unlock, but my potential, I'm opening my eyes and my mind to seeing that there's nothing that's impossible. I just need to wrap my mind around it and see the possibility. So mindset shifts, definitely. The possibilities, I can do it. I can learn how to do it. Yes, it's hard, but I can learn how to do hard things. Those who are doing those things, the movers and the shakers in the world, they don't have two heads. They have one, just like me. They fart and they poop just like me. They have their own insecurities just like me. And it's okay. I need to learn from them and immerse myself in groups that would challenge me. And that's what EBS has done. So one, mindset shift. Number two, owning my space, owning my zone of genius, as Dr. Una would say.
Yes.
Know what I'm good at. I remember the challenge of picking the slogan. I was like, it was simple. It's simple. Care, sincerely, exclamation. That's my logo. Or that's my slogan. Care sincerely. And I thought, well, that's kind of cheesy. Oh, that's not like, where we give you the best of the best in the world of medicine. It wasn't fancy enough. But I knew that's one of my gifts, the gift of
Mhm.
compassion. And that slogan now has resonated because that's the feedback I get. I feel like I'm cared for. So owning my zone of genius, owning my skill set, that's really important to live out what you're called to do. What else? Learning also, supporting small businesses, supporting them and asking for support. It's a give and take, brokering that balance. I've learned that too. Delegating, learning how to delegate, understanding that for things that I need to do, I need to, delegate some other things. So I've become more efficient. I'm still learning. I'm a work in progress. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm working through all of that, and I'm already ready for what's next. I know that this is just the beginning. So that's a change, because the old me, I've been like, this is good. I'm just going to sit here and just, like, this is good. But I know there's more. There's more to do. There's more ways to be a blessing. There's more ways to impact the medical society, one patient at a time, offering care sincerely. So that's another shift. The
All
list
right.
goes
So
on.
now, you might have some people who are listening and they're like, whoa, she went from paper to opening up, and she had patients before she even opened up, 150 on her roster, almost 200. Whoa. I don't know. That just sounds like her, but it doesn't sound like me. I don't know. I still am not sure if the business school is for me, because she's so brave. She's so courageous. What would you say to that person who's
I-
thinking about joining the school?
I'll say to you, I used to think like that too.
Mhm.
And then, but I didn't hide. I didn't shut down the people that I saw who were doing things that I thought, oh my gosh, that's them. I was watching. I was saying, like, what are they doing different? Like, how could I learn? It's amazing when you open your mind to the possibility of what you can become. Just it's a question of learning. What are they doing differently? Who are they talking to? Who's their tribe? And I want to be a part of that tribe. I can tell you this: in entry MD or in entry MD business school, you will learn things about yourself you didn't even think were possible. You will find people who will encourage you to do things that were already innate in you. They just help bring it out. They just help bring it out. And that's what entry MD. So I would strongly encourage you, even if it's only for the community, and that only is a big only. It's a big deal, the community. I can tell you, I almost felt so isolated. I felt like, oh my God, am I stupid for thinking like this? Am I being greedy? Am I being selfish? Am I being ungrateful? But no, it's like it's time. It's time to live out what you are meant to do. And so this is a time to, step into the zone of discomfort a little bit, and allow people into your community, or embrace a community that allows you to step outside of your comfort zone and do things you never thought were possible. So I'll say to you, just join.
Just
Just
join.
join. What do you have to lose?
Just join. Wow, you
This
said.
side once, this side of eternity, one time. What
Mm,
do you have to lose?
wow. This sign of eternity once. What do you have to lose? Just join. Be a part of this great community that'll help you support you through your journey of entrepreneurship. Well, you heard it here from Dr. Tolu Olabintan. Thank you so much for staying and spending this time with us. Hey, if you're thinking about joining, she said it, just join. Just join. Invest in yourself and join the EntreMD Business School. And we'll see you guys in class. Take care. Thank you.